Hi, I'm Maddie.
And I'm Wiley.
And it shouldn't happen again.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back to episode 9. It's my
9?
week.
Oh my god.
Right? We've
That's
come
crazy.
so far. I know.
Aww.
Happy Thanksgiving. By the time this comes out, it's almost Thanksgiving.
It'll be past Thanksgiving, actually.
You're so right.
It's Christmas season, guys.
Oh my gosh, Merry Christmas! It's officially Christmas tree farm time.
Yay!
In my heart is a Christmas tree farm. Okay, yeah. So, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently today.
Oh.
So I have been quite busy recently with my studies. I'm very scholarly. And
So
I
scholarly.
didn't make a case. Because, life happens.
This is what I do every week.
Yeah, but
You can tell.
But I normally prepare for my cases really well. But I didn't. So today I just was given a case. So I'm going to be finding out by Alyssa Pooh.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be finding out this case as you guys do. So if I stumble, please forgive me, but it should be a little goofy. Also, let's see. The song that was connected to this was Cold As You. So, from Debut. Uh-huh. So, we'll see how that connects later, I guess. But, just to, set the scene. We're not setting the scene yet, no. So, this case is about Jeffery Lynn Hand. Have you ever heard about him?
No.
Me either. So, he was born on February 2nd, 1949, and he was born in Washington, Indiana. Okay?
Okay.
So, that's the first thing that she read on these notes. Going into it, it's September 12th. Don't know what year. She didn't write that down. It's September 12th. Anne goes to class, but she doesn't make it. But she was found in Martinsville, Indiana, and she was missing for like 5 weeks. So I guess, I don't know what condition she was found in, but she was found after 5 weeks. So Anne was considered everyone's favorite daughter. What?
I'm everyone's favorite daughter.
She was everyone's favorite daughter. So, she was found dead because it says a farmer found her remains 4 miles from where her car was left in a cornfield, and she'd been strangled.
How did you just pass up that whole section of notes?
Huh? No, I didn't pass it up. It's after.
Oh.
Yeah. I did not make these notes. Again, this case was given to me. These are very wonderful notes, and she did a very great job. I just have never read them before. So, here we go. So Anne's mother said that her main suspect was Stephen Timothy Judy. Okay, so Jade just gave us some information. It was in the 1970s. Is when...
Early.
Yeah, early 1970s. If you look up this guy's name, that's what comes up. So, Anne's mother said that her main suspect was Stephen Timothy Judy. And Stephen grew up in a very violent environment. As a child, he tried to commit arson and stabbed a kid in class with a compass. He was a criminal at 13 when he sexually assaulted and attempted to murder a woman by pretending to be a Boy Scout. And then after his trial, he tried to deny it. But they had plenty of past evidence that Stephen was violent. So he ended up pleading insanity. And then after getting out of jail and in a mental hospital, he got put into foster care. So that's all while he was young.
Yeah.
So he did get adopted, but they didn't tell the parents about his past. They didn't tell him that. It's
Wait, I feel like that's the biggest scam.
Right?
I feel like you have to be that's no way they're allowed to not tell them that.
I mean, it was the early 70s. Oh, you're right. But still, if I was adopting someone, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, he sexually assaulted and tried to murder a woman.
I'd be like,
maybe not that one. Maybe I'll choose a different one.
Okay. And this is Jeffrey as a kid?
No, this is someone named Stephen.
Oh, this is Stephen.
So
Hey,
Anne
Stephen.
was found dead. And
Okay.
her mom thought that it was a Stephen guy. And this is all Stephen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got lost.
So this is the next note. Stephen killed a woman and her 3 children by signaling the mother to pull over her car on the side of the road.
Oh, one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He said that she had a flat tire and that he would fix it, but instead he disabled her car. Oh my gosh. I'm reading ahead. He offered to give them a ride, but took them over to a trail in Boone County, Indiana. Uh-oh. We know Boone County.
We know.
He let the mother walk her children in front of him, and when the children got far enough ahead, he proceeded to sexually assault her and then strangle her, the mother, while her kids were like walking in front.
How far ahead were these kids?
Right? Oh, she called for help, and then the kids came running back. So, I don't even know. However, a few hours later, the police found the mother and her 3 children dead. Just dead. So Stephen had strangled this woman and then drowned her 3 children. So he was caught again and arrested again and again pleaded insanity, which is what he did for the first one. Yeah. He wanted a really quick trial, so he promised he would kill again unless they put him to death. I don't know who this Stephen guy is, because it is very much not the title of this case.
What am I listening to? I'm
Right?
speechless.
This man is insane. So, they gave him the death sentence, and he was executed in the electric chair.
Alyssa, where did you find this guy?
What?
This isn't even the right guy.
I know, I'm like, what is happening? These are really short notes. So, he was 24 when he was executed, and it was June 15th in 1961, which is 3 days after my birthday and 1 day after my grandma's birthday. Yeah. But when the police checked Stephen Judy's records, he was in prison and, he was in prison the day and got kidnapped. So they're like, oh, it can't be him.
I love how we just had, a whole mini case inside of this one.
Right? I feel like we could do a whole episode on
from?
that one.
I know. I feel like Steven has a story.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on in these notes.
Just
5 years before Anne's death in 1972, 19-year-old Pamela Millam was planning to stay the night at a sorority house in Indiana, at Indiana University. So she was going to move her car closer to the house, and she never came back. But what's weird about this is that Anne and Pamela had the same car. So they both went missing out of the car. The same car.
wait, is it the same?
Same model.
Okay.
So Pamela's body was found in the trunk of her car by her father. Isn't that weird? I just read that.
Yeah, that is weird.
Okay. And then 7 weeks later, a man named Robert Austin was arrested. And he was a serial rapist. So, he was sentenced to life in prison, but there was no concrete, evidence relating him to Pam, so they just went cold. The case went cold. But they sentenced him to life in prison. But I guess because he was a serial rapist.
Yeah.
So they attempted to reopen her case and prove that it was Austin by a piece of DNA evidence.
Sorry. Who was the guy who got sentenced to life for the serial?
Robert Austin.
Okay. Austin.
So they tried to reopen the case, having him to do it, but they eliminated him as a suspect because they didn't yeah. But the case reopened in 2008, and they wanted to look for more DNA evidence out of the 56 men that they had in Pam's cold case. 56 of them. That is what it says.
That's enough for each state.
Stop.
So you said stop.
That's true. Oh my god. 6 bullet points left.
What?
Okay. So they established a single male suspect from a stain on her blouse, and it stayed cold until 2018. So at this point, it's been 1972 to 2018.
Wait. there was a stain on her shirt, and they're like, it's this guy. Like,
I guess they like took the DNA. It could have been like a ejaculation stain or a blood stain or
probably blood stain.
Yeah. Well, if he assaulted her.
Well, don't say stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying.
We'll say blood stain.
Yeah. So they reopened it because forensic genealogy websites became legal, and then
were they illegal?
They became legal.
Okay.
So here's Jeffrey, guys.
Wait, can we look this up really quick? Where are genealogy websites illegal? I'm so invested.
I can't tell, guys.
Okay, well,
yeah.
If anyone knows anything about forensic genealogy,
yeah, swipe up.
Let us know. Swipe up. Or send it.
Yeah. Okay, but here's where Jeffrey comes in. He was identified as the murderer.
Oh.
He had a 99% match. Yeah, he had nothing else about this. He had a 99% DNA match, and he was 23 at the time of Pam's murder. Jeffrey was arrested a year later on a completely different charge. So, like, he killed her, and then in 1973 was arrested for something else. And there isn't any evidence yet that he committed Anne's murder. That's the end of the notes. Did she finish these?
Guys, cliffhanger.
Who?
Jade, come here. Take a.
Yeah, we've Jade. Third week in a row, Jade's been on the episode.
Yes, Jade. My mom told me that Jade should become a regular, and now she is.
No, I'm kidding. It said dead killer. This is what this is Dayton Daily News.
Oh, okay.
And it says dead killer identified through DNA as suspect in 1972 slaying of Indiana State. That's state co-ed. This is the title of it. I don't want to just read straight from this because that's a little bit it's Dayton Daily News. Just putting that on the record, citing my sources.
Mr. Norris would be proud.
So, quote, in quotes, this is what it says. An Indiana man who was found not guilty by reason of insanity in 1973 kidnapping and murder and who was subsequently killed by police during a botched kidnapping 5 years later.
What?
Has been named as the prime suspect in the brutal 1972 slaying of an Indiana State University co-ed.
What is this man's life?
Unquote. End quote.
Okay, but why was Steven such a big...
I feel like we heard more about Steven than Jeffrey. Like,
Steven was wild. Because Steven was who they thought did it.
What's Steven's last name? Was that ever...
Something, Stephen Timothy Judy.
This is from Wikipedia. So Stephen Timothy Judy, quote, this is quote, Stephen Timothy Judy, parenthesis, May 24, comma, 1956 - March 9th, comma, 1981, close parenthesis. Still in quotes, though. Was an American mass murderer and suspected serial killer who was convicted of murdering Terry Lee Chastain and her 3 children, Misty Ann, Stephen...
we talked about
Mark. Yeah, okay. End quote, I guess. That was on April 28th, 1979. He was executed. Wait.
Because he wanted to be put to death. No. He pleaded insanity. So, like, he went to trial for that and then pleaded insanity and they were going to give him prison. He was like, no, I'm going to kill people if you, like, don't put me to death. So they're like, okay. And then he went to the electric chair.
So did he actually kill them?
Yeah, I think so.
So what does he have to do with anything?
Well,
They
thought it was him.
Yeah.
But he was in jail at the time of the murder.
Wait, but who was Anne? Because this is about Pamela.
So
I'm not laughing.
So did they think it was connected just because they had the same car?
I bet. But I feel like we should have led with Pamela's murder.
Jeffery Lynn Hand.
I love how we're solving a murder on the podcast right now.
1219. And tied to ISU students killing. Ann Thomas.
It just says Anne.
Man tied. We might have figured it out. Okay. hold on. It's loading. Sorry, my computer's slow as fart.
I'm
This
excited.
is the Herald Times. That's the name of the website. Man tied to ISU student's killing was a murder defendant in Monroe County 46 years ago, and this was published in 2019. So,
at 4:30 a.m.
quote,
4:30 a.m. The Herald Times is up at 4:30 a.m. How is it related to Cold as You?
That's song about.
Cold as You is like
I haven't
like the only lyric I can like think of is like, now that I'm sitting here thinking it through, I've never been anywhere cold as you.
Sure.
Makes sense. Who's Rochelle? Hello?
Well, if he was a serial killer, there's more to it than
Okay.
Pam and...
If I skip to the end...
This is a special episode.
Well, this actually isn't
Yeah.
at the end.
Special edition.
So this is like halfway through this article, so this has like maybe nothing to do with it. I haven't read it yet. So quote, after the Monroe County jury verdict, HT crime reporter Larry Incalingo interviewed Carol Ann Thomas.
That's not it.
That's not it. What the fart? It said Ann. It said Ann Thomas, but I guess Carol was on the line above it. So who is this guy, bruh?
Hold on.
Did she just like, was it Carol Ann and she did the same thing as me? And I just read wrong? I'm calling her.
I'm so confused.
What class is she in? We're figuring this out.
Okay, but wait. Pamela Lynn Hand... No, Miller.
Pamela, they were related?
No. It just looked like that for a second. They were related?
Let me call
Guys,
Allie
I
Pede.
think this is one of the most fun.
Oh my gosh,
episodes we've done.
wait. The case has not been cleared by exception due to the death of Hand.
Yeah, they told.
Yeah, wait, I said that. But, like, he's dead.
So it's not
So it's like a Zodiac killer kind of thing, where like they think they found the guy, but
Hello?
it can't be closed because he's
Okay,
dead.
so we're doing the case that you wrote. Who is Anne?
Tell
Put
her
her on
to
speaker.
come
Put her on
here.
Hold on. We're putting you on speaker. Who is Anne?
I don't know. It was just some case. I was listening to it and it didn't seem right. I told y'all that. It didn't seem right.
That is Alyssa on right now, guys, just so you know. She's on the phone.
So you said three people's names, but there's like barely any connection between these three
No,
people.
there is a connection because Anne and Pamela had the same car,
Yeah, okay.
which they thought
but-
was weird.
And they both got like in a field, like
Yeah, and Steven was the first suspect for Anne.
Okay, I guess they are connected, but like, when did you write this?
when we
Like
first
before-
started the podcast.
No, before we even started. So I didn't even know how I was going to go. I was just confused.
Do we have any more questions for Alyssa?
Thank you, Alyssa,
Thank you,
for letting me
Alyssa.
use your notes.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye, Alyssa.
Bye.
That just in.
That cleared so much up.
Yeah, helpful. Sorry, guys. I keep convincing myself that they're not related in any way because
He's
there's
this-
like they're suspects, but they don't.
Oh,
really
wait,
have any-
pause.
Is there another page of notes? Just
Oh,
like,
no. It must have been... Wait. Hold on. It says that he is... This is also on Wikipedia. But it says he is a serial killer suspected of 2 murders. One of Pamela Milam, and the other one is the Thomas case. And not Ann Thomas. It says, on June 16th, 1973, Hand was driving along Highway 31 in his turquoise Chevrolet when he stopped to pick up 22-year-old Jeffrey Wayne Thomas and his 22-year-old wife, Carol. I bet it is Carol Ann.
Thomas. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Wait.
Who were hitchhiking from Evansville, visiting a friend to Chicago. Acting on the pretext that they lived at a farmhouse nearby somewhere, Hand agreed to take them, but when they reached Evansville, suddenly said he had to stop by his aunt's house to get money. After they reached the farmhouse, he pulled out his .38 caliber revolver and aimed it at them, announcing it was a holdup. At first, the Thomases thought that he was joking, and made him fire the shot onto the roof of the car. After forcing Terrell to tie up her husband's hands with a nylon cord, then tying Carol's hands himself, Hand confirmed that the outbuilding of a period of time, confirmed back to talk to them. Having discovered that the Thomases only had $1.17, he said that he needed $500 to pay an attorney to file for bankruptcy. But it says, how do we know this? Because it says that, wait, hold on.
And it's from Wikipedia.
Yeah, I feel like that's just not
I think the Herald Times is more trustworthy. Guys, we're solving this. Don't worry. We need to like come up with like make a timeline after we get this, like figure out how this all like correlates, like what she was trying to say.
We should have episodes like this more often.
This episode is like a fever dream.
Or we like this just in. Come episode 20, it's gonna be another episode like this.
And we're gonna have the case revealed to us at the end, and we're gonna guess and try and figure it out ourselves. And you guys get to play along.
Would people like to listen to that though?
No, and we can turn on the comments and like have them like say.
Do you have comments off?
We turn it back on.
We turn it back on.
But like they can tell us who they think it is and everything.
That'd be so sick.
We could reveal it in the next episode.
That'd be sick. Do
God.
it. Oh my gosh.
I'm so confused.
Okay.
No, me too.
So who was Robert again? Was he the one that killed the people, or was that Steven?
Yeah, where did Austin go?
Austin was the serial rapist.
He's a serial guy.
Yeah, and so he was no, but he was the serial rapist. So he had to go to jail anyway because he was assaulting.
Yeah. Okay. So that was Austin. Who was Robert?
The same guy.
That's the same guy.
His
Robert
name's Robert
Austin.
Sorry. I'm behind. I don't listen to the last name. I just know the first. So then Steven was the guy that killed the 3 girls. Yeah. The 3 kids and then the lady.
And the mom.
Yeah, and he tried to kill a woman, and then they he was put in foster care, and then they adopted him, and they didn't tell the people that were adopting him that he was crazy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then he was in jail, so he could have not killed Anne.
And then Jeffrey is the one that killed.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, okay.
But when they found that out, so they think Jeffrey killed Anne because of DNA evidence, but they can't prove it because he's dead.
Pause.
Oh. Well, can they just
It sounds like we have it all figured out, actually.
Huh?
I feel like we have it all figured out. Jeffrey killed Anne, but like.
No, but wait. I'm just trying to see, like, hold on.
Guys, imagine we're wrong about this, and this guy just like some guy that actually did is like, oh, I want the credit.
And then he kills us. If we get him on the podcast, that'd be a sick episode.
That would be sick. Real murder suspect. Okay, wait. Listen. So this is from Tribune Star, and it says so this is talking about Jeffrey. Tribune Star.
Okay. Get rid of the accent, girlfriend.
By the age of 28, he was shot to death after turning a gun on Kokomo and Howard County Police responding to a report of an abduction at the shopping center. He'd already been involved in the September 1972 abduction and killing of 19-year-old Indiana State University student Pan Millam. They have her name wrong. It says Hillam in here, but it's Millam.
September.
And in between those crimes, authorities say Hand in June 1973 kidnapped a pair of hitchhikers. That's what he got put in jail for. Was the hitchhikers, the couple. That's what he got put in jail for, because it said he was put in jail after the 1972 killing.
Who? Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's why he was in jail. Those hitchhikers that Wikipedia told us about.
Oh. Okay, wait. So Jeffrey did end up going to jail, but not for the Anne thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then he died, and then he got shot by police?
Yeah, it says by the age of 28 when he was shot to death after turning a gun on Kokomo and the Howard County Police responding to a report of abduction at a shopping center.
I see.
Kidnapping and homicide suspect Jeffery Lynn Hand's life was short and violent, according to police and media accounts prior to his death.
He was short and violent?
His life was.
Oh.
For real, though, it says he died in 1978.
Wait, can I have some good agua?
Okay, well, I guess we did solve it.
Okay, wait. So is Anne Carol Ann Thomas?
No. The Thomases were a different thing.
That makes sense, because it says the Thomas case on here.
Yeah.
So, Anne, why is Anne so hard to find, though?
I guess
there's like
her
nothing
thing
about
just
Anne.
wasn't really a...
I think it's because it wasn't solved.
Perchance.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times they don't put out that much about unsolved things because they still want to solve them, and they don't want to put all the like evidence out there because then it just messes everything up.
Yeah. But wow. Oh, we figured that one out.
I feel like we had it figured out from the beginning.
We just needed more detail.
Yeah. Because like we knew what happened. Like, we knew the ending. We just didn't know
Yeah.
Give
how we got there.
recap. Like,
Yeah.
explain how everything's connected. And
Okay. So our recap is our first suspect, or our first victim, I'm sorry, that we were given was Anne. Okay? So Anne was found in a cornfield by her car. Her remains were. She was missing for like 5 weeks, and this is all in Indiana. So then Anne's mother said her first suspect was this guy named Stephen Timothy Judy. So when he was a child, he tried to commit arson and sexually assaulted a woman, stabbed a kid with a compass, and tried to kill this, like, another woman. Okay?
How do you stab someone with a compass?
I don't
the
know,
little
but
pointer out
he
so
did it
it's
in
not-
class. And then after that, he went into foster care, and then he was adopted by people who didn't know what he did. Like, the people didn't tell the foster people didn't tell the people that were adopting him, right? That he was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So then he pulled over a woman and her 3 kids, took them to the woods in Boone County, Indiana, and then strangled the mother and drowned the 3 kids. And then when he was put to trial, like before when he was put on trial, he wanted a quick one, and he pleaded insanity to the first one when he was 13, and then this one to now. So he pleads insanity, and he wanted to just be put to death. So he promised the officers that he would kill someone if they didn't put him to death. So then he was put to death in the electric chair, and he was 24. So that's Stephen. But when they checked Stephen's records, they found that he was in prison when Anne was kidnapped. So it could not have been Stephen. So they're like, what the heck? But 5 years before Anne's death, this 19-year-old named Pamela was planning to stay the night in her sorority house in Indiana. Hold on. And, like, she never came back. So she was just gone. And they found her in the trunk of her car. Her dad found her in the trunk of her car. Yeah. But Pamela and Anne, weirdly enough, have the same car. Like, that's suspicious. So they arrested this man named Robert Austin for the, like, murder of Pam. But he was actually just a serial rapist. And, like, that's why he was arrested. But it came back. But he was, like, there was no concrete evidence relating him to Pam's murder. So they really couldn't trace it back to them. So then the case went cold and was reopened again in 2008. And when they reopened it, they had DNA evidence because, you know, technology hadn't improved. So there were like 56 men that were suspects. So they had to go through all of them. And then Jeffery Lynn Hand was identified as the murderer. His DNA came back 99% like true. And then at the time, he would have been 23 at the time of Pam's murder. So he, in 1973, which is a year later after Pam's murder, he was arrested for a different charge, which was the Thomas's case where he pulled that couple over and held them hostage and killed them. And there isn't any evidence that he committed Anne's murder except for the DNA evidence, and they can't do anything because it's a cold case, because he's dead. And basically Anne comes into it because, like, they had the same car. But Pam's death was 5 years before Anne's death.
I like how you're calling her Pam like you're friends with her. No, okay. What does the car have to do with anything? Like, I get that they're, like, the same, like, they're just the same model.
They were both, yeah, like the same model.
Like, I was gonna say, if it's the same car, I guess that would make sense. But it's like, I feel like that's not important.
No,
they
it's
had the
really not.
same car.
But it's just
It's
something
weird.
to tie them together. And they
Yeah.
were both found in a cornfield, and both, like, by their car, and one was in their car. So I feel like,
Yeah.
So wait, they think he did both of those?
yeah.
And when did he die?
He died in 1978
No, what the hell?
because he was shot by the police.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it.
Wow, eventful.
Yeah. So yeah.
That was
That was a fun episode.
that's something. You're good.
Every time I think about cars, I just think about how I saw Ted Bundy's car, and like the image of Ted Bundy's car comes into my mind, and I'm like, oh, it's freaky.
Oh.
It's really freaky.
That's weird. We should go on a field trip.
We should.
There.
That'd be so fun. Yeah. Please sponsor us and fund our trip to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Yay!
Yes. Okay, but yeah, I guess that's all.
That was fun. I
Yeah.
liked that.
That was really fun. I'm Wiley.
I'm Maddie.
And it shouldn't happen again. Bye. Bye.